This video is sponsored by Skillshare.
Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello, my name is Kay. I'm a professional home organizer and soprano here in the Boston area, and I'm here to inspire you to live a more organized life. Today, I have a very special guest with me, a kind of reluctant guest. This is my husband, Yves. Say hello. Say hello to the people.
Hi.
And today we are going to talk about what it's like to live with a professional organizer. If you're not a professional organizer, how to cohabitate, how to live together, how to sort of work it out if you are living with like a hyper-organized person and you all know the drill. Before we get started, this video is sponsored by Skillshare, and we'll talk a little bit about them later. But first, let's get into the questions on the community tab. There were 13. It was limited to members only. So let's see. So hopefully they'll be like nice questions and not like troll questions.
And you haven't looked at these?
I have not looked at these yet. So let's take a look at question number 1. Do you find the organization systems Kay sets up easy to navigate?
Yeah. I mean, I love how she takes care of the organization of the kitchen, for example. Positives are that, everything has a place. That's how I've always grown up. I was super organized when I was a kid, and I let it go. I think that happens. So I like that she does that. So one of the negatives, I guess, was when we move, Kay's trying new things to figure out where everything will fit. So sometimes like the tops of the wine bottles will be in one area, and I go into that area and I look, they're not there anymore. And I ask Kay and she tells me, and then I find it, and then I look again later on and it's somewhere else. So
while I'm navigating, the best solution is hard to find things. Yeah,
you got it.
I agree. I'm sorry. How obsessed are you with Clover?
Me?
Yes, you.
I love him, he's cute. I love to hold him, and he always comes and sees me when I wake up and after he's walked or whatever with Kay, and he comes in my lap and cuddles, and he like puts his head on my body and my shoulder and just like really gets his head in the nook of my chin and everything.
It's really cute.
So he loves that, and so yeah, I love him. What was the question?
Or how obsessed with you?
I'm not upset. I don't know if I love him. So if love is obsession, then there you go.
Do you ask Kay to organize your side of the closet?
I haven't really asked that. I've asked for her opinion, and she's given it. And she also really inspired me to cull all of my possessions. So I'm still working on it, but at least from the clothing perspective, I took a hard look at everything. Probably should have done this before he moved, but I did it soon after.
It happens. I got rid of like zero almost of my clothing, but a lot of other stuff we definitely did have taken away by college hunks hauling junk. There, I said it the right time. I said it right that time. Which is your favorite meal line recipe? That's such an interesting question.
Oh my God, we share a lot of them. But there are some that I like and Kay doesn't like. I think those are the pasta ones. So I wouldn't really be able to tell you what the favorite is without looking at it, but maybe Kay can put a list of some.
Well, I think you like the carbonara recipe a lot.
Yeah.
And but we like the beans and eggs thing, don't we? Like the jalapeno to baked eggs thing. That's really good.
Yeah.
I think that's one of our favorites. Ooh, bless you.
Yeah.
We've made that one like dozens of times.
If you looked at our favorites list, a lot of those I like, and Kay could probably circle some of the ones that are my favorites.
Okay. Maybe I'll, create some animated GIFs for that little section.
Oh, how do you know how to do that?
Funny you should ask. I learned to do it on Skillshare. Cue the ad read.
Skillshare Skillshare is an online learning community where millions come together to take the next step in their creative journeys with thousands of inspiring classes for creative and curious people on topics including entrepreneurship, cooking, interior design, photography, and even plant parenthood. My friend Carmen has a new class on Skillshare on how to take care of plants if you are new to them, and go and check it out. She's amazing. She's just like the kind of friendly face you want to hang out with, and she knows a heck of a lot about plants. Go over there and check her out. She's awesome. Skillshare offers classes designed for real life so you can move your creative journey forward without putting your life on hold. A lot of the classes are super short. There's even ones like 5 minutes. It's great. Skillshare is also super affordable, and an annual subscription is less than 10 buckaroos a month. So go ahead and go down in the description, because the first 1,000 people to use the link in the description will grab a free trial of Skillshare premium membership. All for you. Thank you so much to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video, supporting this channel, and also supporting creative entrepreneurs everywhere.
The hard parts of being a YouTuber significant other, and are there ways to make things better for the non-YouTuber?
I don't know that there's anything hard except doing these things, like having to appear on video.
having to be roped into content. What type of Kay's videos are your favorite to just watch? And what type of videos do you wish Kay would make more of?
I love her gaming channel, actually.
Oh, you'd like to just watch those? Really?
Yeah, I mean, I like watching her lives.
So you basically don't watch this channel?
The Soprano, I've watched in the past. I'll probably watch this one because I'm in it and I'll be super critical of myself. Yeah, I'm not watching it a lot. I apologize.
You're living it.
Yeah,
living it.
I'm in the outcome of it.
Was there a moment when you knew Kay was the right one for you?
Ooh, getting into the personal questions. Yeah, I mean, like when she contacted me on OkCupid the second time, I was just like, oh wow, this is great.
And for those of you who don't know, we dated in 2003 and then again in 2013. Is that right?
Something like that.
Or 2004?
Yeah.
I don't remember what exactly when it was.
Well, it was
for like 3 months.
When the Red Sox won.
Oh, I guess.
But kind of before that. Anyway, yeah. So I liked her, when I first dated her, and always thought back to her, and I'm glad we met again.
Are there any behaviors that you had to change since living with a professional organizer that you wish you didn't have to change?
Oh yeah, just Kay, her idea of cleanliness is like model home. You walk in when you're doing a home tour or something, and it looks like no one lives there. That's what Kay's baseline is. So it's hard to maintain that. Like if I leave an example, like was it yesterday night? I left like my napkin or paper towel that I was using after I ate on the counter, and she immediately picked it up, used it, and threw it away. So I think that is hard. Usually what I do when I clean up is I have a staging area, I consolidate everything onto the counter, and then I deal with it later.
What is your most favorite organized room or area that Kay has completed in your new home?
I'm trying to think about that.
So this place.
Oh, I love her office.
You love my office.
That's my favorite. I am so jealous of her office. Like I go in there and I feel so welcome. It feels very productive. It's like inspiring. I just wish my office looked like that.
Well, that probably is the next question and where should Kay's next project be?
It'd be great if she could help me with my office.
Okay. Are there any thoughts on getting Clover a puppy or cat friend?
Probably not cat, but a puppy, but probably not now. Maybe if we move to a house. He gets a little older. I love that Kay was talking about this recently. She was saying, oh yeah, it would be great when, when Clover gets older to get him a little puppy, and he'll train them. He'll say, oh, this is what you do if you want a treat.
And manipulate.
Yeah.
This is how you manipulate your parents. We know this is a tad uncomfy for you. What do you do? What do you like to do for fun?
It's funny, it's all my fun is basically escapism.
I mean, same. Like video games are like major escapism, so I feel like we're the same like that. Like just get away from the stress of the real world, you know?
Yeah, I've tried video games. I don't have the patience. I usually am a very passive viewer. I watch things. I do watch people play video games online. I watch a lot of YouTube, watch a lot of movies, television shows. Yeah, I also like biking. But you know, I was thinking all the stuff that I do is like was very mental, but I like biking.
Do you ever find being around the YouTube life overwhelming, meaning Kay's busy schedule, her projects, and seeing her deal with negative comments, etc.?
All right, so I don't find it overwhelming, but Kay does, and that, you know, makes me feel for her. So I'm always trying to find out how I can help her.
So nice.
Well, it's true. I mean, I would prefer that she took some time off, had some dedicated weekends. I manage my work time. I think I've been able to do what's best for me. Like I make sure that I have the weekends, you know, I do have time off from work and dedicated hours. So I would hope that she'd be able to do that, but she drives herself really hard and almost too hard. She doesn't know how to, she goes to the point of exhaustion. She doesn't know how to pare it back a little and take some time for herself. So it's really not answering the question for me, but more like that's the thing that worries me the most about her whole schedule.
With both of you working from home permanently now, do you think it will change the dynamics of your relationship?
Hasn't so far. I mean, like we survived the pandemic. It brought us closer.
We didn't see anyone. Like we didn't like visit friends or anything.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. I mean, but we're trying to be really careful. And I think that, yeah, I mean, if we survive that, that's great. I mean, I'd like to go and have a little bit of a separate life, you know, because I think that grows relationships. So I'm looking forward to that. But I also think, you know, we love doing things together, going places together. I look forward to traveling more.
I think we're more attached now, like, than before, because we've just been together the whole time. But it's better now, actually, that we have two separate workspaces.
Yeah.
So I can really put my head down. Although probably I should do that less. But we can both really like operate and be really much more efficient than we were before. I think that it was getting in the way of some of our efficiency, having to like either like make less noise, make more noise, kind of that kind of thing.
And Clover is much closer to us.
We all have a very probably borderline unhealthy dependency on one another now. Have you always been organized like Kay?
Oh yeah, I mean, like I said, when I was a kid, I used to be super organized. I think it fell off a little. And then I don't know why, but I think that's like a mentality where like either you're hyper organized or you're hyper disorganized. And I kind of, like with paperwork, I like keeping stuff. I'm kind of a pack rat, so I just keep stuff. I would file stuff away. And but Kay's helped me get more organized.
Do you have a secret junk drawer that I'm not allowed to touch?
No, I'm not like that.
Who is the better cook?
I'd have to say Kay. I mean, like, I am a good cook when I follow instructions.
You know, you're a good cook, but you definitely need a recipe. But I'm a little more better at whipping up stuff off the top of my head. If you couldn't live in the Boston area, where would you want to live? We've actually had this conversation.
Yeah, so for some reason I was like, I ranked all of the states and like where I'd want to live, and then I got Kay involved in it too. And then, you know, as we went through it, I mean, like, we're kind of in the place that we like, but we also looked at like Colorado, you know, maybe Denver.
What do you think is the biggest, like, the best advice you could give someone who is moving in with someone for the first time and they're super organized.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I think for both, it would be, I mean, like when we moved in together, it was funny because Kay was like, "Are you ready for me?" And I was like,
Yeah, I said, "Are you ready for us?" Because I just had a cat at that time, and it didn't look like you were ready for us.
yeah, I didn't really understand the question because I was like, yeah, you just, you know, I made a little room in the closet, you just throw your stuff in there. But at the time I had a ton of boxes of, I had a walk-in closet and I had a ton of boxes of papers and stuff in the closet, like these file boxes. And Kay saw those. I didn't see them because they were always there. And, you know, I just made a little space and I was like, yeah, that's all you need. But I didn't realize, you know, it's a whole person, like with a whole bunch of stuff and ideas. So I think for both, like the hyper-organized person and the disorganized, which I wouldn't necessarily call myself, but just let's say hypothetically these two opposite poles, you know, compromise, I guess. It's just, you know, it's not gonna immediately work. You know, it's gonna be a process. So you just have to prepare for that process. You know, you move all your stuff in. The organized person is gonna want certain things. The disorganized is gonna be like, oh, I don't want this structure, and you're just gonna talk about it. That's all.
I think communication is the best tool you can use because, I mean, it's just set up expectations, you know, because how are you supposed to know what I'm expecting if I don't like tell you what my sort of baseline is? And how am I supposed to know what your habits are if we don't talk about it? I always like to give a warning to like the person who is like super hyper organized to like not touch private spaces. I was gonna say private areas, but that was gonna be like another demonetized video. But to like don't mess with like personal spaces. Like if your office ever is like a pigsty, and it's not, it's like, it looks nice. But if it ever was a really stuff everywhere, it's none of my business.
Yeah, I think one of the myths of like an organizer is that you hire an organizer, that person comes in, they fix everything. It's more like hiring a therapist. They come in and they listen to you, talk to you, ask you what you want, because maybe you're a pack rat and you love having all that stuff. The organizer's not going to come in there and sell you on a minimalist lifestyle. They're just going to be like, okay, are you happy? And if you're hiring an organizer, you probably want something. So maybe you're like, I can't find anything. So they'll help you with that system. And if you want a library of all of everything you've ever touched in your home, they'll help you get there. So I don't necessarily think, you know, it's like a one way or the other. And that's why the dialogue is useful. And give yourself time. Like we've been here since March, so we've been here 2 months, and we're still working on the organization. Mainly because we have work, we have other things, and you know, we want personal time just to relax. So take it easy, and like even if you've moved in with somebody and you've been there 3 months, don't berate yourself for like, oh my God, our place is such a mess. Just schedule some time to work on it, and you know, take it like that.
That's good advice. All right, and with that, that's the end of the video. So what do you guys think? Do you live with a hyper-organized person? Do you live with a disorganized person? How do you deal with it? Leave your comments and tips in the comments below. Let's help each other out. All right, guys, well, thank you so much for coming onto my channel. And I hope that you enjoyed this video. Oh my God, you're so sweet. We'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Here he is. Oh my gosh, you need a bath, like, yesterday. So dirty. We just came back from a walk and he's needing to get a nap now. But this video chatted with him about my mother a couple days ago, and she was like, does he need a bath? I was like, he's not that dirty, is he? All right, we gotta go. All right, bye.